fine government clerk called Ivan Dmitrich Cheryakov was sitting in the second row of the stalls, gazing through an opera glass at the Clocher de Cornville. He gazed and felt at the acme of bliss, but suddenly, in stories one so often meets with this but suddenly. The authors are right, life is so full of surprises, but suddenly, his face puckered up, his eyes disappeared, his breathing was arrested. He took his opera glass from his eyes, bent over, and sneezed, as you perceive. It is not reprehensible for anyone to sneeze anywhere. Peasants sneeze, and so do notice superintendents, and sometimes even privy councillors. All men sneeze. Cheryakov was not in the least confused. He wiped his face with his handkerchief, and, like a polite man, looked around to see whether he had disturbed anyone by his sneezing. But then, he was overcome with confusion. He saw that an old gentleman, sitting in front of him, in the first row of stalls, was carefully wiping his head and his neck with his glove and muttering something to himself. In the old gentleman, Cheryakov recognized Britalov, a civilian general serving in the Department of Transport.
He's not part of my department, but still, it is awkward. I must apologize. Your Excellency, I seem to have accidentally spattered you.
Never mind.
Your Excellency, please! I did not mean to.
Please, sit down. Let me listen.
Cheryakov was embarrassed. Yet he smiled stupidly and fell to gazing at the stage. He gazed at it, but was no longer feeling bliss. He began to be troubled by uneasiness. In the interval, he went up to Britalov and walked beside him.
Your Excellency, I seem to have spattered you in sneezing.
Oh, that's enough. I've forgotten it, and you keep on about it.
He said you'd forgotten it, but there's a fiendish light in his eye. You must explain to him what happened. It is the law of nature, or else he will think that I spit on him. He will not think so now, but he will think so later.
On getting home, Cheryakov told his wife of his breach of good manners. It struck him that his wife took too frivolous a view of the incident. She was a little frightened, but when she learned that Britalov was in a different department, she was reassured.
Still, you'd better go and apologize. Otherwise, he may think you don't know how to be in public.
That's just it. I did apologize to him. He took it somehow queerly. It did not make any word of sense. There was just no time to talk properly.
The next day, Cheryakov put on a new uniform, had his hair cut, and went to Britalov to explain. Going into the general's reception room, he saw there a number of petitioners, and among them the general himself, who was beginning to interview them. After questioning several petitioners, the general raised his eyes and looked on our friend Cheryakov.
Excellency, if you can recollect yesterday at the Acadia, I accidentally sneezed and spattered you, and I...
Goodness, this is beyond anything. What nonsense. Can I help you?
You said you'd forgotten it, but... no. I must explain to him I didn't intend to... Your Excellency, if I may venture to disturb you, it is from a feeling, if I may say so, of regret. It was not intentional, if you will graciously believe me.
Why? You are making fun of me, sir. Where's the making fun in it? no such thing.
He's a general. He does not understand. If this is how it's going to be, then I'm not going to apologize to this fanfaron anymore. I'll write to him, but I will not go. By Jove, I won't.
So thought Cherykov as he walked home. But he did not write a letter to the general. He pondered and could not make up that letter. He had to go next day to explain in person.
Your Excellency, if I may venture to disturb Your Excellency, I was not trying to make fun of you yesterday. I was merely trying to apologize for having spattered you and sneezing. If you wish me to make fun of you, we should take to making fun. Then there would be no respect from men. There would be...
Be off!
What?
Be off!
Something seemed to give way in Cherykov's stomach. Seeing nothing and hearing nothing, he reeled to the door, went out into the street, and went staggering along. Reaching home, mechanically, without taking off his uniform, he lay down on his sofa and died.